as
We
being
remember
better
its
than
glory.
now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Because we already went through it, right?
Fourth one is what?
Fourth one is wishing. When you wish that right now would be different. It's not, but you keep wishing that it would be.
Right, they say.
So, okay, Paul. So, and these are some of the ideas contained in the book, right?
Okay. How do you? Let me ask you a question. How do you make a fish realize it's swimming in water?
Taking it out.
You gotta take it out. That's the only way, right? In this book, I'm taking you out of your water, where you were.
Comfortably.
Yeah, you were
Numb.
living. Everything was peachy dandy. You know, you were right everywhere you went. Everything was glorious. But guess what?
You just rained on that parade.
All your relationship are falling apart. Your grievances, your
You're motivated by resentment, or
resentment,
you're
yeah, it's all
busy.
there. And you spend your time looking for happiness. But happiness was there all along. You just kept putting barriers on it. And finally, it is so deep underneath everything, all the resentment, that you can no longer see happiness.
Is it like a journal? So is this like a journal, or is this like an epiphany written in a small kind of like booklet that anyone can handle?
No, it's
Is it a manual?
It's what I saw. What I saw in life. No,
So,
nobody needs to follow it or you read it, you'll see it. If this and I can guarantee you that this is happening in your life too. It happens in everybody's life, because there is only one life. It has to happen. Yeah, you're just running around in a
Labyrinth.
in a world of your own
Making.
making. Yeah, but
Making and faking.
yeah, you gotta make it till you fake it. No, you gotta fake it till you make it. Yeah.
so Paul, would you say, like, because it seems to me most people are looking for something. Very few people. Well, I can speak for myself, okay? Because I'm not as happy or as fulfilled or as whatever that I would want to be, and I think most people are probably in that state. But I mean, it sounds like this book is, and what you're describing is your experience of kind of breaking out of that and actually finding a place of kind of almost permanent contentment or satisfaction.
Actually, it is about contentment, because contentment is something that human beings we are looking for it, but it's right here. You don't
Readily
need to
available.
look for it.
Yeah.
It's always been there. Like before the age of 5, you were happy, weren't you?
Yeah.
And you had nothing. Why were you happy? I don't know. Because happiness is a natural state of being. You don't need any rules for happiness. It's just there. All you need to do is get rid of, not get rid of, sorry. All you need to do is just to see what
Identify that.
keeps
Identify
you
that.
from being happy. Yeah.
To realize. It's
Well,
almost
yeah.
more like a realization. There's nothing
No.
you have to do.
Actually, you need to realize, you need to see.
Okay.
If you have a forest, you always have a wolf that runs the forest. As long as you don't see the wolf runs the forest. The moment you see it, it runs away and hides. Self-help books that are written nowadays are not written in reality. This is not a self-help book. I'm not trying to help nobody. I'm just
Getting them to see it from a perspective
Yeah.
that to
Look
you
at it.
came
See
as
it.
an epiphany, that to you has made you aware, has enlightened you, has made you see things and situations, circumstances, even your own in your own life, in the past, present, or future, in this simple and sophisticated manner, really, because it's simple, but it's pretty
very simple.
sophisticated because it's
There are people that spend
encompasses everything.
20 years or more in a monastery.
A monastery? Is that where people are hanging out? Why didn't anybody tell me?
They hang out there in the train. They're in monasteries trying to find happiness. I'm giving you happiness in an hour. In the
So
book.
you are promising something. It might not be
I'm
a self-help
promising
book,
you that
but
you
you're
will be
promising
happy.
The escape. The
So,
escape.
people out there who are looking for this, if they get the book, it might turn their life around. Is that accurate?
Look,
I'm not going to say promise.
it's an hour and a half. There are only what? How many pages are here? This is not the book. I mean, not the.
This is the soft cover.
Yeah, it needs to be printed and published.
We get to see it first
There
here at ThatChannel.com.
59 pages. It takes you an hour 15 minutes to read it all.
So,
And then you will see that you made it all up.
so Paul,
You made it all up.
so are you like, you've gone through this experience enough to have actually written a book about it. Was there a time, like, would you say you are content now because there was a time before you had these realizations and your life
Okay.
was in one state before, now it's in a much better state?
Let me put it this way. At 17, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And at 18, I was with my parents in Florida on vacation. My MS was flaring out of control. But it just so happens that I was invited to a party about 3 buildings down. And I went to the party. But at 11, as the party was beginning to be, getting into gear, so to speak, my father shows up at the party.
Oh gosh.
I have no idea how he found it, but he showed up and he told me to go home. Now, you gotta realize, I'm 18. My hormones are
Rachel.
playing Beethoven's Fifth, Beautiful girls in skimpy bathing suits all over. My father shows up saying to go home. My father was young, healthy, and strong. I was afraid of my father. And I went home. That night, I made a decision that I will hate my father for the rest of my life. And that's how I lived. Okay? That is how I lived. And then I examined life and I said to myself, wait a minute. He loved me. He loved me enough to come over and really fuck me up on that day. He did.
Out of love.
Out of love. That was the only way he could show his love at that time. Now, the fact that he was, what is it, or when you do things for yourself?
Self-serving.
Or selfish?
Selfish. The fact that he was selfish at that time, yes, he was, but what can I do? That's my father.
Also that it was a bit drastic. I don't care how many girls there were,
Yeah,
how
but-
hot they were, to hate him for taking you away from that one party. You know what I'm saying? That was like such a burn for you, you know what I mean?
Yes, it was. Who cares? What happened was that my father showed up, told me to go home. Everything else happened in my head. It's not really there, but just happened in my head.
A lot of us have that situation.
You know,
We can
it's like
relate.
if you get called into the office by your boss. You know, you were happy, then you were called in there, and you start living your life like that which you are getting called for is to get you fired or to tell you something wrong. You don't know what's going to be there, but you're already living your life like there's something wrong there. Nothing. No.
It's like I think everyone can relate. It's like with relationships. Oh, he didn't call. It's because he doesn't love me. It's because he's cheating with somebody else. It's because of that. You know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it happens, and it happens to both
You know.
men and women. Yeah, but until you
It's that. It's that.
until you
Fear thing, you know, based on memory also and trauma,
Yeah.
based on anything that's triggered, right? But this book kind of can enlighten people, and they can keep reading it. They can have
Yeah,
it around,
it's
and to
enlightenment.
remind them every time that their hand is in that box, trying to do bananas or get bananas or be bananas.
let me tell you, self-help books are not based in reality. Self-help books are based on the principle that more knowledge will make a difference. Knowing makes no difference.
No, people still do, even though they know.
Knowing that my father is selfish made no difference. I still love my father. Makes no difference.
So if those things don't make the difference, what is it that makes the difference?
Oh, I know. No, what makes the difference is being able to see. Just to be able to see what's going on. You don't have to analyze. No analyzation. Why? Because if you analyze something, you will finish analyzing, and then you will reanalyze your
Analyzation of it.
So in other words, it's
So
like that.
you never start living. You keep analyzing.
So that analyzing is that voice or that in your head that keeps
Creeper.
imagining all this
It's the
stuff. And all
creeper.
you're saying is just look for what is really going on, what's actually
Yeah.
happening, right? And just work with that.
And what actually happens is that you keep listening to what's going on here.
And then
And it tells you.
Your mind, your
and it
ego.
prevents you from happiness.
so once you realize that and you can see that that's what your head is
Identify it.
doing, then you're like the fish that finally realizes that he's in
And
water.
then you can call it out when you're feeling it, when you're
Yeah.
hearing it. Yeah, you can call it out. You can better recognize it. I know that your father
You're
recently
in.
passed. Did he know that? I'm sorry about that.
No.
Did he know that you wrote the book?
Yeah.
Did he read the book?
No. The book is
I'm sure
in
he
English.
has now.
The book is in English.
Where are you from originally?
Russia.
What part of Russia?
I was born in Kiev, which is Ukrainian.
Okay.
What's his name?
That's Chris. That's Chris.
No, the president of Ukraine.
Yeah, just I don't know who
He's
the
a
new.
Jewish comedian.
Oh, that guy.
What's his name?
Not quite yet. So, when we come back in, Paul, just she just asked you where you came from, so you can start with the Kiev bit.
Who's the president of Ukraine? Yeah, Zelensky. Good guy.
Can I see? Is he doing a good job?
Vladimir
He looks like
Putin.
Trudeau's little brother.
Oh, Joe, don't start me on Trudeau.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so Paul, so he's going to count us in, and then she has already asked you where you're from, so you can talk about Kiev.
Yeah, you could just say the.
So Chris, whenever you're ready, just count us down, and you're on, Paul. So you just talk about Kiev.
0 is next.
So you're from Kiev.
I was born in Kiev, which is basically Ukrainian capital. The funny part is that um, I don't remember much of Kiev. I know I had relatives there, and I would come and visit them.
You've been in
Once a
Canada
year.
all this time?
I'm sorry?
You've been here all this time?
No, I came to Canada in 1980.
So before that, like, what do you identify with if you don't really remember
No,
Kiev?
I'm Canadian by culture, so to speak.
Right.
But, well, I'm Jewish.
Yeah, but Jewish is, you know what? That's,
Jew-
that's a default.
Yeah, but it's
That's a default setting.
And
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you really? Like, where are you from? If you don't identify with Kiev, where the hell were you till 1980?
I do not identify with.
Were you a Russian spy? Might as well tell us now.
Are you working with Trump?
Who are you working for?
Oh, thank God you said Trump. No, I'm working purely out of
Are you with the Gestapo?
spite.
Out of spite.
Yeah. No.
And the president, you said, is Jewish, this guy? In Kiev
amazing,
now?
isn't it? I mean, during World War II, the Ukrainians welcomed
The Germans.
Nazis with bread and salt. You know,
That's a meal.
come and take away our Jews. And now they have a Jew for a president.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah, and I think he's going to do a bang up job. Because Ukraine stands in the middle between Russia and the West, which is America.
America. Well,
So, Paul, let me just ask you though. I just want to get back to the book and the ideas behind it. Like, did you have an epiphany that took you from the way you looked at things before to
Yeah.
having all this awareness? Could you tell? Do you want to tell us that story about that?
Do you know where epiphanies come? You won't believe when I tell you where they come.
I don't know where.
In the washroom.
I was going to say
I've
that.
had a few.
So true. I write my best emails sometimes at the washroom.
Because you're alone and you are alone with your thoughts and you can hear them well. I know you're doing your business, but that's the point.
No better place than to
The
do your
business
business.
is biological, right? But you hear yourself very well. And what happened to me was that I heard me arguing with me
Mm-hmm.
about my father.
Mm-hmm.
I was just, but I love him, but this, but that. And I heard myself arguing with myself. And I said, what? There's a difference. I can make a difference. I
I can be in the third person and see that, hear that, feel that there's two.
yeah. The word is, I can make a distinction.
Mm-hmm.
This is me, and that's my voice.
That's devil's advocate.
That's not me.
Mm-hmm.
This is me.
Mm-hmm.
And once I heard that, I said, wow.
And
I've been living according to my voice, not according to what's really going on.
And you've been able to maintain that? Because, I mean, I had a similar experience once, and I felt that I was now living a life that I was truly happy with. But then I lost that sense. You know, like the next day I woke up and I was like back to the
Yep.
all that anxiety and all that other stuff, right?
That's what happens with all the self-help books you will ever read.
Yeah, you just go back
You
to where you
close
were.
it, and you're back in the world of your own demise, your own anger, your own whatever.
Imagine
Well, because
whatever.
self-help books, like people are reading them. Whilst they're reading them, they think that that's helping. You
Yeah.
know, the
And
reality
then-
is
and then
when the
you
book is done,
close
Yeah.
the
they're,
book.
they're on to the next book, right? Because reading the book is like, it's like being on a diet. Well, if I read the books that tell me what not to eat, it's like I'm already on the diet. In the meantime, I'm reading the book with a Diet Coke and a bunch of fries and, donut maybe at the same time, poutine and,
So how have you
chocolate,
been able to?
Wow.
maybe a milkshake.
Good luck with all of that.
But is there I just wonder if there's a secret that, or what you've done that you've been able to hold on to this sense.
I'm just happy for no reason.
And-
There's no need to see. Holding on is a banana.
That's the two-part question I wanted to ask. I'm sorry, but this is how my mind works. How do you think the monkey recognizes the box of bananas if he's only used to seeing bananas in trees?
Oh, no.
That's a clever little monkey.
Look through the hole, it's a banana.
Yeah, but he's like walking through the thing, or he's swinging through the trees, and he
Monkeys
sees a
are
box.
curious creatures.
Right.
They see the hole.
He's like, if it feels like a banana, smells like a banana, it could be a banana. I'm not letting go. Might not even be
Yeah.
a banana.
Why not?
But it's bananas that you're doing it.
Yeah. So I de-bananed my life. I stopped holding on to
That's where that comes
things
from.
that are.
You're driving me bananas.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, we have no bananas.
so Paul, if somebody reads the book, what, how will they, what's going to happen? Is their life going to be changed? Is there a possibility they can come to the same realization that you have?
No. This book is good for only one thing. You go camping,
Yeah.
you gotta start a fire. Nothing burns better than paper.
All right. So there's
No,
a
no, no,
stunning
no.
endorsement
No,
by the author himself.
Yeah.
yeah.
The question is, do you think you're going to come out with a new one? Do you think that you already
I
have
wrote a
another
second
one?
book, but
You did.
it's not. But it hasn't been.
Published yet?
No, this one hasn't. Second one hasn't been edited yet.
Good. So people will know that
Ah.
if they like what they're reading, they can look into and expect, hopefully, your second book coming up. I'm putting some pressure on you. That's what I do best.
But Paul,
No, it's just that you are. You're putting a banana on me.
That's right.
No bananas here today.
so if people want to get their hands on the book, I mean, how do they do that? How can they get a copy? Go to the website, or is it on Amazon? Call you?
I think it's on Amazon. Yeah.
Okay, so they can maybe check it out on Amazon. Just look up Paul Shkolnik, My De-bananed Life. But you have the website as well, which we have on the screen.
Well, I don't know. I guess so.
Do you want
To
people to
choose
phone you
one.
too, Paul?
Huh?
Do you want people to phone you? We got your phone number up there and on the book. Is that okay if people phone you and give you feedback?
That's on my phone. That must be my
Editors,
co-writer's
yeah, your
phone.
editors.
Because I don't want nobody calling me.
Okay, so but
No, I'm just kidding.
all right.
I don't mind you calling me.
Feel free to call this number, 647-427-1883, or you can send an email to twojews1@gmail.com. And you also have a website there, twojews1.wixsite.com. And Paul, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Would you like to dedicate this show to your father? To the
I
memory
never
of your
thought of
father.
that, but yeah.
To the memory of your father,
Excellent.
Of course.
who I'm sure is really proud of you.
Okay.
I don't think I'll know
He's
that.
a hard ass no matter what.
Look,
Okay.
I'm not gonna know that until I get there.
Well, anyway, Paul, it's been great to have you back here and have this conversation. I'm actually really
I-
looking forward to reading the book.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like
Read
that.
the book.
Read the book. Just read the
Hey,
book.
forget about it.
Forget about it. Okay.
You know, I wish Trump would say just once. Forget about it.
He will.
Well, it'll fit within the tweet. It's less than 140 characters. Okay, Paul, thanks a lot for doing this.
You should send a copy to Trump.
Okay, we're out. This is ThatChannel.com. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Forget about it. But what if Trump wants to come out?